Heartfelt.
Goodwill.
Devoted.
Hope.
Empathetic.
Kindness.
Humanity.
Service.
Inspiring.
Grace.
Seed.
Giving tree.
Dignity.
Proactive.
Responsibility.
Worthy.
Generous. Love.
What sorts of things make you uncomfortable as a volunteer? Why?
So before Community Seva, I had a mindset that was prone to being wary, a bit distrustful even of strangers, and definitely fearful of getting out of my own comfort zone. I was uncomfortable volunteering at the shelter kitchen the first time because I had absolutely no idea if the kitchen would be clean, and that nagging doubt that I could maybe pick up an unwanted bug made me fearful, and I did not voice my fears aloud. I was also anxious about preparing the food correctly, about serving people the right way, and I think this was because I felt that they might judge me. But once I decided to put aside my preconceptions and my preconceived notions, that was truly the turning point for me. And that was when true joy took over, and I've never really had to look back since then.
Tell us something that you saw or heard during a Seva that has impacted you.
I remember a family in a Fremont shelter, a loving family with 3 little children, all between ages of 3 to 10. They were the first in the line. As we opened the shutters to serve food, these kids were jumping up and down, squealing in excitement with the thought of getting fresh food and their favorite cookies. And looking at all this stuff, they could not understand which one to get it. They said innocently, "Can we have each one of them?" Oh, their lovely faces and expressions always makes me smile.
One of the earliest experiences I had at a shelter, we had just served food and there was a sudden thumping on the tables. I later got to know that it was in appreciation of the dinner that they just had. It kind of touched me how we brought a moment of joy in their lives through food.
As a busy mom and career woman here in the Bay Area, what made you decide to volunteer your time? And what made you decide to pick Community Seva to give your time to?
Well, it's always very challenging to juggle multiple roles and wear multiple hats seamlessly. As a wife, mother, and a career person, in a really competitive environment, it has been very stressful. But in spite of that, I wanted to extend myself just a little bit more, but this time towards a cause that went beyond me or my family. So I wanted to volunteer with a non-profit organization that my friend has been a volunteer for a long time. So she was the one who told me about Community Seva, and in very glowing terms. She was full of praise. Word of mouth is very important to me, especially the words of a close friend. So once I went to Community Seva's website and I learned about all the incredible initiatives they were undertaking, I was completely sold. So I knew I had to try it, and after the first Seva experience, there was no looking back. So now I would say volunteering with Community Seva is a part of my very identity.
As a high school volunteer, what was your experience at Community Seva?
So I began volunteering with Community Seva when I was in the 6th grade, and now I'm a senior in high school. I began coming with my dad and we would work in the shelter kitchens. But when I was younger, what prompted me most to come and keep volunteering was that I was able to do these things that were usually made for grown-ups, like handling huge knives and other utensils to help prepare meals. But most importantly, it was the appreciative faces and the gratitude of the people in the shelters. As I progressed through middle and high school, it became incredibly challenging to volunteer because I was swamped with work, but that never stopped me from setting aside time to come and help and volunteer because Community Seva has had such a big impact on me and my thinking. My school has a 40-hour service hour requirement, but for me, volunteering is more than that because I learned so much about the real world and the problems that plague people on a daily basis. And with Community Seva, I've been able to make a direct and genuine impact on the people in my community. As I go through university and my adulthood, Community Seva will always be a part of my life.
Do you believe Community Seva is doing useful and effective work? What stands out to you in the work of the organization?
So we live in the Bay Area. It's the house of multiple tech giants and self-made millionaires. It's even though the cost of living is very high, it's a hot housing market, and very few can afford the housing around the Bay Area. As a result, the number of people living in the encampments are growing fast all around us on a daily basis. And that's where I feel Community Seva is stepping in. They recognize, we as an organization, we recognize and understand the homelessness, the hunger faced by these people, and we are serving this population with dedication, compassion, determination, and a lot of love.
What I love about Community Seva is the fact that we don't treat an unhoused person as just a number or a statistic, but rather as an individual with their own dreams, needs, and desires. Community Seva strives to ensure that it is not just their physical needs which have to be met, like food, water, and a place to shelter from the elements, but also important is their emotional and dignity, right? And by providing facilities like hot, nutritious meals, feminine kits, care packages, solar power chargers, laundry facilities, showers, and much more, Community Seva ensures that their dignity and well-being is taken care of.
We hope those testimonials provided a window into the hearts and minds of our volunteers. Community Seva is able to do what we are able to do only because of the selflessness and service-mindedness of these incredible human beings. Now, you only heard from a few of the over 2,500 volunteers that have actually performed a seva over the years for Community Seva. These volunteers have ranged in age from little 3-year-olds to all the way to young at heart people in their 80s. And we are sure that each one of them has been changed by their volunteering efforts. I know I have.